Welcome to a little bit of Calm and Crazy. My name is Jennifer, and today I am so excited to be able to share with you some new spring thrift flips. I absolutely love hitting up the thrift store and finding some really incredible items. And today I absolutely love all four of these projects. I know I said spring, but these are definitely items that you can carry well past spring. If you enjoy budget decor, easy DIYs, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And let's jump right on into today's projects. For my first project, I'm going in with this super cute basket. I picked it up for $3 at Goodwill. Goodwill is definitely not my favorite place to grab things, but every once in a while I luck out and find something great. And I love that this was flat on one side, so it's perfect to hang on a door or on a hook. Now, it's a little too dark because my door is really dark and I also have really dark brick walls. So I'm going in with a little bit of white acrylic paint mixed with water so I can dilute it just a little bit and dry brushing that all over the basket, outside, inside, handle, and all. What I love about this is that you can change up any color, any basket to any color that you want. So of course, if you got a lighter basket and wanted it darker, or if you just wanted to add some color, maybe you felt like you just needed to have a little bit of a pop of color, then this is definitely a really easy way to add some color. Once your paint has completely set up and dried, then you can go in with like a protective top coat, especially if you're gonna have it outside, you want to make sure that you protect it. I happen to really love this Rust-Oleum one because it is a clear matte and I have not seen any yellowing as a result of using it. Once everything was all the way dried, I threw in some lavender. I picked this lavender up at Walmart. I absolutely love the Walmart lavender. I think it is beautiful. I think this looks great. This is in my backyard hanging on some hooks. I love the contrast that it has against my brick wall. You also saw it in the intro, so you can see that looks beautiful even sitting on a shelf. Again, it would look great on a door. So many possibilities when you can find a basket with that flat back. And baskets are a dime a dozen at a thrift store. So I found this bunny. It is super heavy. I only paid $1 for it. It was at a local thrift store that uses its proceeds to help feed the families in the area. And those are my favorite kinds of thrift stores, the ones that help out the local community. Now, this almost looks like it would be a yard animal or a yard art bunny kind of thing, but it's not because it actually has felt on the bottom of it, or like a velour, and therefore it is meant to go inside. I think it potentially might have been a bookend, not sure, but it definitely needs just a little bit of love. So I'm going in with Waverly's chalk paint and truffle and giving it a really good coat in this. And I love this color. As I'm painting it, does this not look like a chocolate bunny? Like you almost just want to take a good bite out of this bunny. So the first coat left it a little bit streaky, so I went ahead and went in with a second coat, and that took care of that. And once that second coat had completely dried, I went in with a white wax. This is one from Bear that I just picked up at Home Depot, and I'm just covering the entire thing in the entire bunny and the backing in the white wax. Now the wax one will protect the bunny, but it does change the color, and that is one thing that you need to know. So if you're happy with the way that it looks, you're not going to really touch it. You probably don't need to do anything, but if you're worried that it's going to be handled and you want to give it an extra layer of protection, then you can go in with a wax. So cover it all up, wipe off the excess. I left it on there and then later went in and just kind of buffed if there was anything else excess that I wanted to get off. Make sure that you have left the chalk paint enough time to dry before you go in with the wax, or it will distress a little bit on you as you are going over it with the wax. Just a word of caution. I think he turned out so cute. I absolutely love him. I still think he looks like a little chocolate bunny, and he's just darling. I am so glad that I found him, and just amazing what a little bit of paint can do. I am excited to let you know that today is a collab with 4 other fantastic ladies here on YouTube so that you can get some more thrifted spring inspiration. So you have Natalie from Design to the Nines, who organized this entire thing, Heidi Sombel from Happily Thriving Heidi,
Courtney from Creative on the Cheap, and Lisa Birmingham. There will be a playlist link in the description box so that you can go and check them out. Leave them a bunny emoji so that they know that I sent you. So after you watch my video, go hop on over and see them, and I know that you will enjoy all of their channels. So I found these candlesticks at the exact same thrift store that I found the bunny. And again, candlesticks are a dime a dozen, which I love that you can find so many at thrift stores because, let's face it, candlesticks can get pretty expensive. These were originally $3.99, but I got them 50% off, so only $2 each. You can't beat that. I think that's such a great deal. But I needed them to change just a little bit so they matched my decor, and I have some paint left over that I used in a previous project that I had found on clearance at Walmart. So it was the perfect paint to paint these with. So I did take me a couple coats to get the coverage that I wanted and made sure that I let them dry almost completely, but not all the way. And then I'm going in with, now this is a dark brown wax this time. And because I didn't let them dry all the way, as I'm going over with the wax, or as I'm going to be buffing the wax, I actually will be doing kind of a wet distress at the same time and bringing back just a tiny bit of that original color and giving it a little bit of a distress look on top of that. If I had let it dry completely, I would not get that distressing look. So again, it's just a personal preference and something that you can play around with. So I'm using just like a lint-free cloth in order to just remove any of the excess wax. If you don't like the intensity of the dark wax and you want to tone it down just a little bit, you can go in with a clear wax first, and that will help so that the dark wax isn't quite as intense, and that is one way to kind of still get that look without it being quite as overpowering. Another tip is for areas that are difficult to get the cloth into, you can go in with like a buffing brush, or in my case I'm using just a dry clean brush and using it as a buffing brush in order to get into areas that I can't get the cloth into. I absolutely love how these came together. I think they are beautiful. I don't know if you saw my ottoman just a second ago, but these are absolutely colors that I have in my home, not just for spring. I can't believe I only paid $4 for the pair. Make sure that you keep your eyes out for candlesticks the next time you walk into a thrift store. So I found this frame. Originally it was $6.99. I only paid $3.50 for it. It came from that same thrift store. It actually came from Hobby Lobby. I have a larger one of these that I absolutely love and knew that I could do something with this. So I was so excited. There is a project that I've been wanting to do that is very near and dear to my heart. I know this is not necessarily for everyone, but I thought I would go ahead and share. So I wanted to start off by seeing if I could tea stain some paper by using some herbal tea. I am not a coffee drinker. I'm not a tea drinker. I do love spicy herbal teas, and this was all I had. It really worked well as far as giving my paper, getting it soft so that it held its wrinkles. It bled the ink a little bit, but I will be honest, it did nothing as far as giving it a brown stain. So I'm not sure if I get an A for effort for trying, or if I get an F for not being patient enough. Either way, this did not work for me, and I did come up with ways that would. If you've tried this and you had more patience and it worked, let me know that in the comments below. I think everyone would love to know if herbal tea can work for staining paper, but let me go ahead and share with you how I got the look that I got. I carefully took the paper out of the tea and I squeezed out any of the extra moisture that I could, and then as careful as I could, I laid it out, or unwadded it. Now I will tell you, as I did that, I did get a couple of rips. I wasn't concerned about getting a couple of rips because it all added to the texture of it, but I was trying to be as careful as possible as I was doing it. Now once I had it completely laid out, I did go in with my heat gun and dried it. That way, well, one, of the reasons is, again, I'm impatient and I did not want to sit there forever and wait for it to dry. If you don't have time to sit there and wait forever and you have other things to do, then don't worry about this. You can skip that step and you can come back and do the next one. After it is basically all the way dried, I took my heat gun and I held it closer and stayed in one area so that I actually created like little burn marks. That got me the dark areas that I wanted. Honestly, I love those little marks. I also made sure that I emphasized any of the areas that actually had the tears. I held it on those areas specifically as well. Because the paper will shrink between the wrinkling and the drying, I don't like to trim it up until after everything is all done. I just use the glass from the picture frame in order to do that, and then my favorite craft knife. I absolutely love this craft knife, by the way, so if you haven't tried it, I'm going to link it down below for you. It is under $6. And I never told you what this is. This is actually the song I Know That My Redeemer Lives. I will also link that down for you below as well. I just printed off the 5th page from the hymn. It is all ready to go inside the frame. You could, of course, leave everything right here and stop, but I wanted to go a step further. I wanted to add, I know that my Redeemer lives, so I use my Cricut in order to cut that out. I always get questions about what fonts I am using, so I'm going to leave that in the description box for you below, so make sure you check out there if you are interested in knowing that. So this is so personal for me, and I get that. I know that not everyone is going to love this as much as I do, but I hope that you enjoy the techniques that I shared. I am so grateful that I have this in my home. I think it is absolutely beautiful, and it just has a calm and peaceful feeling about it. If you came over from one of the other channels today, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and have hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Don't forget to check the playlist out in the description box so that you can hop on over to the other channels, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!